your position is unfortunately being eliminated.
It's been about 10 months since I was laid off, so it's time for an update. Back in January, I made a video of me being laid off from my full-time job in tech as a UX designer. At the time, that was my main source of income, and so I was like spiraling when I found out, although I did see it coming, so it wasn't too shocking. My job was kind enough to give me 2 months of severance, which is actually a lot more than what I was expecting. Not having anything else lined up, I filed for unemployment immediately. I was still living in Nashville at the time. For reference, I was making $95,000 a year as a UX designer for this company. Unemployment gave me $350 a week. I realized unemployment is usually not that much, but I was grateful that I was getting anything because I was so scared as to what was going to happen next. I'm actually on the platform Fiverr as a freelance designer. I'm one of their top sellers because I've been on there for a long time now. So because I was a top seller on their platform, I wasn't too worried because I had a side hustle already, so I was making a little bit of income. After I was laid off, I was running low on my severance pay, and I actually had a job connection come through with a full-time contract job through Fiverr. At the time, I was interviewing for contract jobs solely because I didn't want to commit to a full-time job again because I was trying to make content creation my full-time job. This job completely just fell into my lap, and they needed a full-time contract designer, so I couldn't say no. So I started contracting with this company full-time, and it was pretty chaotic off the bat. It was in the corporate world, which I was not used to, and it was just very go, 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 and I did not like a fast-paced, high-volume environment like that. There was so many employees too, so I was constantly meeting new people, and it was just like a very chaotic and crazy job. What a lot of people don't know is when I got laid off, I almost immediately made the decision to move out of Nashville, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go at the time, so we were kind of weighing our options. My husband is from California. We actually have some family here, and I've always wanted to move to California. I was like, why not? Let's just do it. Which I realize probably sounds crazy because who gets laid off and moves to California? My husband works in the entertainment field, and I'm a content creator and work in tech, so there was just so many more opportunities in California than there ever were in Nashville for us. The way that I viewed this contract job was kind of like a stepping stone to get me to California. I was actually making more than I was at my previous job. So immediately when I moved here, I lowered my hours, I cut them in half, and then eventually I kind of just fizzled out and stopped working for that company, taking full-on freelance work on Fiverr and also doing paid social media jobs as they came in. I also feel like it's very important to note that my husband's career started taking off, otherwise I would not have backed away from my job. During the middle of all that madness, I got pregnant and I was struggling with morning sickness, and that was in July through at least the end of August, early September. I had to take a step back from working anyway. The funniest part about all of this is when I moved to San Diego, I reconnected with an old coworker at the job that I was laid off from because it's actually based here in San Diego, like 15 minutes away from where I live now. He connected me with somebody who actually started that company. I never actually worked with him, but the company that I was laid off from and now is off on his own doing his own thing, and they needed a UX designer, so now I'm contracting with them and it's pretty much come full circle. Right now I'm still doing some contract UX work, but most of my income is starting to come from social media. I'm just the biggest believer in everything happens for a reason. I can manifest literally anything I want with the right mindset, and that has been proven to be true over and over again for the past 6 years since I started doing that. Without being laid off from this job in January, I would have never moved to California. I would have never started doing content full-time. I would have never done